I don't know either.
Welcome to another podcast, everyone. Welcome to another one. We're here with a couple of friends of mine that Skoot. I will happily let you introduce everyone.
Hey, I'm Skoot and Pumpkin. With us today, as well as your lovely host Yeng, it's Snow and MK.
Yee, what's
Hello,
up?
everybody.
Hi. Anyone want to go ahead and say anything, introduce themselves in their own way, say something special?
Nah, bro. I'm not special in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, shush.
At least not special in any good way.
Oh my
What?
goodness.
You take that any way you want to.
Wow.
So let's just get this over with. Skoot here. I haven't invited him because he's on his own timeline. But then the moment I said, "Yeah, I should invite you one day," he's like, "Invite me!"
Pretty much.
And I'm like, "Okay, sure. Yeah, I could do that."
Oh, like that one freaking Vine. It's like, say hello. Okay.
Yeah,
What
that's
did I
the same exact feeling.
Oh my word.
Okay, so your last podcast was about college tips. Oh, what's this about being spicy?
Well, you were about to share one story from your past that you just couldn't keep it in, so I just said, "Wait, hold that thought. Let me get this on. I need this on cue and on camera. Hold on." And then here we are.
Oh yeah. Okay. So what was it? This was back when I was basically just a douchebag, and well, definitely more of a horn dog than I am now. Which it's thankfully everything's toned down. This was this was like 8 years ago now. Now that I'm looking back at it. But okay, so this was when I met my first fiance, or well ex-fiance at this point, obviously. Well, for Yang at least, but our college, the whatchamacallit, the gym, or like the phys ed area had like a bit of a basement, and it was like 3 flights down, and basically nobody went in there. And I was like, okay, so we're meeting for the first time. We're already really into each other. We're gonna go ahead and do this. And so began the 16-hour tread of just doing it over and over again.
Jesus.
In the freaking
Jesus Christ.
in our friend's car, and then on on my own bed. Which, funny enough, like all that aside, there was a necklace that I gave to her that just, it seemed somewhat familiar, but I couldn't place it. It was like a it was like a rose quartz sort of a pendant, and I didn't know where it came from. I didn't let anyone know that I had a girlfriend at the time, and I asked everyone in the house, "Hey, who does this belong to?" No one laid any claim to it. It was a beautiful thing too. No, of course she went ahead and lost it. Like 2 years in or so, but to this day I don't know where it came from, because at that time especially there were a lot of I guess you could say spiritual things that were happening, that spirits decided to go ahead and physically interact with us. And this was also a little after my grandfather died.
Wow.
And oof, I've got stories for that. Not very
Oh,
fun
boy.
ones, but definitely some stories.
Cute.
I mean, there was one. It was an August night, on the 16th, I believe. It was about a month after my grandfather had died, and I fell asleep early. The fan was in my face. It was so hot with the desert heat and everything because I was in Palmdale, California at the time, and I was having these dreams of just being in. It was like a cobalt and black, sort of thing. Like you know how you're underwater and it's like a very light, teal and white with the
Yeah,
light
yeah.
reflecting off of the waves and everything.
Mhm.
With this, it was just cobalt and black, and I was tossing and turning, and then I wake up out of nowhere. My eyes just like they stayed open on their own, and I had basically a Cheshire cat smile, and I couldn't stop snickering to myself. And it felt like I was suffocating to the point where I, like something was just like holding me back, like pinning me to my bed and everything. And I had this dream catcher that my mom, God rest her soul, had brung from Las Vegas when she went on one of her business trips. And it was on the backboard of my bed. I had bitten into it at the time because I was like, oh, this really isn't much of anything. It's Dreamcatcher. What the hell is it gonna do? Little did I know that it was gonna go ahead and like help me in that instance. Like I go and I put my fingers on the web of the Dreamcatcher, and then it feels like whatever the hell was pinning me down was vacuumed into that Dreamcatcher. And after all that was when I got hit by a car the first time, and then that's then I met my first, fiance, and we started talking about all sorts of things like this, well, related to this sort of thing. And she was like, wow, that actually sounds really familiar. And things just, clicked from there. But obviously, things just kind of went off the rails. We haven't been together for the past, like, 8 or so years at this point. Well, not 8, it's 7. Like, 7 or so years at this point. And, yeah. And what was weird is that in that weird dream of cobalt and black, I saw her face. I saw her reaching down to me, like as if she was trying to pull me up. And yeah.
Well, that's a sight you don't see every day.
That was trippy. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was 18 at the time. Like freaking 18, 19 years old at the time.
I'm glad I don't dream.
I'm gonna be honest with you. When I was 18, I never thought I would see that, so I think I'm good.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that like I don't know if I'm sure a lot of people, especially at this point, don't really believe in fate or anything like that. But life has a weird way of tying things together, whether you accept it or not.
I understand where that's coming from, dude. I understand.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like aside from that, back to the whole basement thing at the freaking
jeez, okay.
college.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that was a 16-hour, on and off session basically.
Okay, we don't need to know anymore. We definitely don't want to know any more to that.
Where's the mute button?
Okay. I got the mute button right here.
Safe search isn't on.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, okay, so who else has a weird story or two?
Oh, I have plenty.
Oh yeah, about your vacation because it's been way too long.
God, my vacation. Okay, alright. Vacation time. What was it like? Amazing. Had an amazing trip with my folks. It was a long flight. So, what do we do? Head up to SFO. What do you do when you go to SFO? Sit down for 2 hours. Yep. You wait until that goddamn plane lands in layover. Do you think it was fun?
That was an SFO.
Yeah.
No.
It was fun and all.
That
But
sounds
then,
like loads of fun.
I don't know. Sitting in an airport for 2 hours is a little too long. But for now, I'll be right back. You guys continue to talk with each other.
Okay.
Right, okay.
I know. Actually, speaking of, because okay, so I'm not gonna go too long into this because I already went too deep into a previous story. No pun intended. But yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so long story short, I met my current fiance to be that I've absolutely fallen head over heels with. I met her on the server we were previously in, actually. I was going through hard times, I was drinking a lot, and she pulled me out of it. And I wasn't able to get a job where I was. Even with my friends going and recommending, the places that they were at, it just wasn't enough apparently. So I met her. We talked for a couple of months. Then we finally started dating. And then after that, she was like, "Hey, I know you're going through a bit, but I saved up enough money to go ahead and get you a ticket over here. What do you want to do?" My first instinct was to go ahead and say no because I didn't know what was going to happen, but I decided to toss that aside and say, "You know what? Yeah." And so, a couple weeks later, I landed in Ohio. I'm in Tip City for like 2 weeks. Then thrust into Columbus, Ohio, where she's going to art school for this college. And I was homeless on the streets for a while. Didn't ask for change. Didn't stay in any shelters because screw all that noise. Especially after interacting with so many of them and being around a lot of them, I don't trust them. But yeah. So I worked towards getting a job because I still had my laptop and everything. Still had like all this stuff. Slept through the rain, the sleet, the snow, especially the bad blizzard that we had like 2 years ago at this point. But yeah, finally got a job. Started working my butt off, saving what I could, and yeah, now we're in our own apartment. We're gonna be here. Well, we've been here over a year now, and yeah, we're just we're happy. I'm happy at least. I know she's happy, but she wants more nookie stuff.
Amazing and adorable.
And thank you for your commercial break, everyone. Your cooperation is thanked for.
Ha 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 ha. Very funny again.
Okay, let's get back to
But
it.
yeah. Was it? Oh, that was my point. I went to the LAX around like two in the afternoon, I think, or a little earlier, because I didn't want to miss the flight, and I stayed in that airport for like all of like 10 hours. And then I had like a 6-hour or so flight ahead of me.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. It's not very fun waiting at an airport.
No, it's not. Too many humans.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it's the fact of the humans. It's just that you have to know you're gonna wait regardless for your plane to land and for people to board, as well as for people to leave and for people to just like get in your way, and you're just like bundling, and then it doesn't end there. Nope. If you got people ahead of you, you better make sure that those head compartments are not filled.
Yeah.
God, that was my experience. SFO, what was it like? Like I said, staying there for 2 hours, waiting for a plane. Was it fun? No. I just sat there with my headphones in hand and just like, you know what? I'm gonna snooze this off. Did not. Just stayed awake, looking at everyone.
Much sadness.
And then the moment I heard the plane number rose up on the telegram, just like, Air 1 ready for takeoff. Please get to your door. I'm like, oh God, okay. So I got up, picked up my heavy 10-kilo bag, because I was a pleb and did not like suitcases. I don't know why. I don't know when. I just don't like suitcases. I just like carrying everything with me. I know everything is with me at all times. That bag has saved my life. Honestly, it did. I am not going to deny it. I highly suggest Daikon bags. Sponsor me! That thing has went through the ages, and it still works. Sponsor me! Oh, okay.
You hear
Moving
that?
on.
Sponsor this boy.
Moving on. Daikon bags, recommended. It's a tough bag. But anyway, get up onto the plane. Yeah, a lot of people in the lines. I mean it. A lot of people. Head compartment, though, filled with room. I was like, yes! And you know, you're sitting in the middle row when you're sitting in the aisle seats. Yeah, I got the middle seat. I was like, oh, no.
Ah, poop.
I'm gonna have to stay here for a 10-hour flight.
Oof.
And I'm like, okay, Yang, you got this. 10 hours spent by United Airlines. I think I made a mistake. Am I reading this right? Is that what they want me to say? United Airlines? Hopefully I don't get dragged off the plane.
Uh-oh.
Seriously. Because, you know,
Oh,
being
boy.
Asian and all. You remember that incident. Everyone remembers that meme. The Asian doctor being dragged off by a United Airline crew. Just for supposed criticism, or how I like to say it, racial profiling. But we don't talk about that. So, yeah, I sat in my middle row seat. What was it like? Smaller than you think. Not the largest seat in the world. Yeah, felt like I was being put inside a tin can, honestly. The airline food is not the best as well as on United, but you know what? I could care less. I was eating something. What was it like? It was just basically beef on rice and salad. I was like,
See, that is fair.
It's
Not only
fair.
that, but like most times they go ahead and have the airline food. They have certain kinds of foods so that way, like when you're actually in the air, it doesn't react too badly with your stomach because your body knows you're in the air and things could happen, and your body would react to that food in a different way in the air as opposed to like on the ground or whatever the hell.
Your body's too smart for its own good.
It just automatically auto updates every single second.
It's worse than Windows with their updates.
Oh jeez.
But
Let's put some
anyway,
Discord with its updates.
yeah. Anyway, we're landing in Osaka late in the evening, and I was jet lagged, obviously. What did I watch? Jumanji. I'm gonna admit it. I was watching Jumanji because I had nothing else better to do. I was charging my phone, charging
which
my
one, though?
headphones.
Wait, the new one or the old
The
one?
newer one. I couldn't even find the older one.
Good.
I had to make do with the newer one.
I've heard the new one is actually
The
pretty
new
good.
one was okay.
It actually is.
It's okay.
Like, it's pretty decent.
It's funny.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten to see it.
Admittedly,
the
older
there
one,
are a
it
lot
has
more
more-
jokes in the new one.
The older one was like more exciting.
Oh yeah.
Suspenseful.
The older one had spiders in it, and I hate it because of that.
Oh, really? Spiders are adorable.
I hate spiders.
Oh my
Oh, somebody has arachnophobia.
Yeah,
Not quite.
totally.
I just really hate them.
Okay. But anyway, touchdown in Osaka, went to a hotel, had a Family Mart in it. You better believe that little Asian boy is going to that Family Mart and getting himself some onigiri, some kapiko, and some ramen. Greatest $5 I ever spent in my life. Or less than $5 actually. It was like $3.50 in USD. So you best believe I was spending all my money on there for a meal that cost me less than $5. $5 can get me like maybe a Big Mac, but that's about it. But I get a whole meal in Asia. And you best believe I was stuffing my face with onigiri all day, air day. What was it like
Sounds
staying in
awesome.
like a cramped hotel? Expect yourself to be small. Expect everything to be small in Japan, because it is so true. I kind of banged my head a few times on the door because there's like a little, you guys know there's like a little inlet for the door to just like swipe through on the bottom. Yeah, I stepped on that, and what do you know it acts like a little pogo stick for little Yang's head and just smashed itself into the goddamn door frame. So I was like, oh god. I thought I gave myself a concussion, honestly, but I was like, okay, I'm fine. And I had this one bedroom. I was sharing a bed with my parents, so I was just like, yeah, whatever. It's just one bed. I'm cool. The bed was very comfortable. It was actually nice and roomy for my height, and the view was nice for Osaka. And we spent our whole night in the night market. Amazing lights everywhere. I'm talking like New York City standard lights, like the city that never sleeps.
Ooh.
That type of deal.
Wow.
And you best believe in Osaka, what is it famous for? Okonomiyaki, takoyaki, and all the seafood that you can get from fresh out of the river. You best believe I got myself some takoyaki. Paid about like $2 for 6 takoyaki balls, and perfect. It had like all the soy sauce you need, all the mayonnaise you need, all the nori you need, and fresh out of the griddle. Yes. You best believe I was stuffing my face, and I gained over 10 pounds that week.
Oh, goodness.
I want to go to Japan now.
I do not blame you.
I gained like 10 pounds.
You know, like, especially at Osaka of all places. Osaka is supposed to be weird, especially to those that are actually native to Japan, but very unique.
You want to know how I describe Osakans? The New Yorkers of Japan. They are. They're the New Yorkers of Japan. Osaka is like the New York City of Japan. And I was like connected. I was like, yes! New York City! Yes!
See, that I might be able to get behind, because I remember being in New York for almost a month, and I absolutely hated it. It was just constantly humid. Everyone, God, my auntie, she just happened to have like a little studio apartment that happened to be by these people that decided to go and have dick measuring contests with who has the louder stereo. And that lasted from like when I got there up until like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Brilliant.
And of course, where I slept, the blinds were just not there. There was a light going right into my eyes, and of course, it was where I was most comfy. I was there for almost a month, doing nothing but playing on my PS2 with a bunch of Kingdom Hearts and Devil May Cry, eating hot dogs and bananas. It was weird, and it felt like I was just it just felt like I was in a big elevator with a bunch of heavy breathing people the entire time, no matter where I went.
That's New York for you, dude. We love breathing in all that city air, dude. But okay. I do appreciate your little pride in New York, but yes, it is a little bit loud sometimes, which is why I kind of miss the sound of a city out here in Cali. But we don't talk about that. Moving on.
I mean, you just did, so.
But moving on. Going to Osaka, going back to a hotel, feet aching, but food filled, amazing atmosphere. Sleeping in the tiny bed that it was actually nice and comfy. Then we got up, and the moment we got up, oh man, we rushed out. We rushed out to the Family Mart, got ourselves some breakfast. Then we rushed to the bus so we don't miss the plane to Taiwan. And as soon as we got there, my sister got a little confused with directions. So it made sense. I was like, okay, so she got confused a little bit. Missed a few turns. We managed to get on the bus on time. The bus was just about to leave. I was running with my big ass backpack, looking like I was from the apocalypse. Like it was like The Walking Dead, and I was just walking with all the medical supplies that Carl needed at the farm of Herschel's. And I was just like, okay, I'm not sure if I knocked someone down so I could get away, but we don't talk about that. And as soon as we got onto the bus, managed to find a seat, And wearing that big backpack, I realized how large it was, and I was sitting with it, and I had no choice but to sit with it throughout the whole ride. Was it uncomfortable? Yes. Was it worth it finding that front seat? Yes. Was it completely worth it all this time just running and budging something on? No. But we made it on time to the airport, to Haneda Airport, and we went to a 3-hour drive to Tokyo on bus, and there was a lot of sports cars. I enjoyed it. R34s, a couple of Zs, a couple of 180s. It was cool.
Ooh.
A couple of Imprezas here and there. I was like, this is a great life of a JDS sports car. Love it.
I have no idea what sports car.
Oh, don't worry. Many people would know. But anyway, made it
I know,
to
like 1 or 2 models.
made it to the airport. Got on our flight. It was nice and large. It was actually much larger than United, which I feel so sorry about. Oh yeah, fun fact: those trains do actually speed up to 250 kilometers an hour, or 180 miles an hour, or 110 miles an hour. Per train. So I was just like, yeah, this is kind of cool. Get to your destination from Tokyo to Osaka. That's like a 2-hour long ride. So compare that to like say 5 to 8 hours on car. You can realize that.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
Difference.
and they have to be that fast, especially with the populace, how squeezed in everything is. Especially since I don't know what year they started it, but Japan decided to go ahead and incorporate city without disturbing a lot of the nature. That's probably, well, I believe that's one of the reasons why a lot of things like living spaces are so small, or just like happen to be that way in Japan.
Interesting.
They just make it work, man. They build up. They don't build to the side. They build up.
They don't build out. They build up.
Exactly. And it's ingenious. It definitely is, but with a lot of that, with a lot of what's going on, it's definitely taking its toll.
Yeah. But that's what makes me so interested in Japanese infrastructure, because they managed to do this for decades and still have no problems, where compared to the US, the infrastructure is old. We're talking like things from the 1900s. And like, we'll never get this. It's too old.
That's America for you.
Yeah. But I do appreciate the old architecture of America, at least. America! New York. God, I love Queens and Harlem.
Definitely. Oh god. It's been a good while since I've been to Harlem last. I've also been to Queens. I've been to a lot of places. I've been to Coney Island. Never got to have one of their hot dogs though.
Oh,
the famous fucking hot dogs.
Aww.
God, you're missing out, dude. But did you at least have a New York style pizza? Because that's the staple.
Sadly, no. The most I got to have. The most I got to do while I was over there, aside from what I previously mentioned, was go to the Pokemon Center and get a whole bunch of stuff, like a lot of awesome figurines and like an awesome Mew plushie, which I immediately lost as soon as I got back to California, which I'm sad about. It was really awesome. I had his little head going and sticking out of my bag and everything, and then I go across the street and I just lose it. But yeah,
we're imagining like little Skoot. He just has a little plushie out of his backpack, and it just fell onto the street and got ran over by a car. Can you imagine like his look on his face? It's like an animated like the flashback, just like dun.
I was in tears. I was so sad about that.
This is why you always have a carabiner on you. Always have a carabiner strapped onto your bag. This is how you know you won't lose stuff.
Oh yeah. But what was it? Aside from that, the most I got to go ahead and eat over there was Subway.
How dare you?
Wow.
How dare you?
Hey, granted, because of the area and everything, and what was it? How much pride they went ahead and took, just like basically every restaurant took into like making their food and everything. It was some of the best Subway I've ever had, regardless of whether or not it was just another restaurant chain. Like it wasn't a little mom and pop, store or anything like that. It was actually really good, and that thing was bigger than a foot long. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, New York portion sizes. We have small, we have medium, we have large, and then we have normal. Welcome to New York, everyone. But anyway, we got on to Taipei. An amazing short 4-hour flight. I never felt so blessed just to sleep on nice spacious seats. Landed in Taipei. What was it like? I was greeted by pandas. Legitimate pandas. There were pandas on the goddamn signs everywhere. I'm like, wow, I'm in Taiwan for sure. Cute pandas everywhere. Alright, make my way down. Got our bags. Made our way to a taxi. Got to our tiny hotel. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys this right now. I'm not joking when I say this. I almost tripped up the stairs because of how steep it was. Carrying a 10-kilo bag does not make it easier. It does not. You think like, oh yeah, it'll probably be heavier and have a better center of gravity. It is not.
No.
It actually gives me a little bit tougher time moving upward than it did moving downward. Moving downward, amazing center of gravity. Moving upward though, that's a bigger problem.
Oh yeah.
So you best believe my sheets just slipped.
Oh goodness.
At least you didn't fall and break anything.
Be careful, dang it.
That's true.
And 2, you go and do stuff like that long enough, you will build very nice legs.
Oh, don't worry. I was building legs when I was in Asia. Best believe I was.
Ooh.
They're
Let's hear
plump.
about that then.
At that point, Yeng did not skip leg day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I did
no.
not skip back day or leg day. I was just going for it. I was carrying all that weight. And I was also
Hey.
carrying camera equipment too. So I was just like,
Ooh.
yes,
Ooh.
I'm
Oh,
getting
boy.
myself this exercise today. Yes, you best
And you're being
believe.
productive about it.
True.
And we
That's
got to our
always
hotel.
fun.
The hotel rooms are nice and spacious. You know, it's actually more spacious than it was in Japan. But I'm not judging because Taiwan is better.
Oof.
Moving on. 7-Elevens everywhere in Asia. You're good. You're basically good to go with 7-Eleven everywhere in Asia because they
Ah,
have
that sounds
everything you
awesome.
need: shampoo, some clothing, food, snacks, drinks, you name it. 7-Eleven has it.
Hells yeah. 7-Eleven's a shit.
Yeah, 7-Eleven
aside
is
from sheets.
literally the best thing ever in Asia. In America, I can never look at a 7-Eleven again. It's so goddamn different. I'm not expecting any onigiri. I'm not expecting any instant ramen noodles that is authentic. I was not expecting any like fresh food. I was just like, oh, I'm so disappointed.
Again, it's America.
I know.
Oh yeah,
that's why I
no.
kept on trying to picture
I bet you the freaking top ramen and the freaking instant cup of noodles that we have, like they wouldn't even pay a single cent for over there.
I mean,
Over
that's
there-
where
over there, the stuff
instant
they have
cup
is legit.
noodles have originated from, so it makes sense that they have their own version of it. Maruchan is just American made. Other thing is just Nissin or cup ramen. That's it.
Yeah.
But anyways, continue on to Taiwan. Amazing food. Went to a Family Mart 7-Eleven. You best believe 10 pounds. You best believe. Snacking on everything. Yang is going fat today. He's skipping his diet. He's not keeping himself motivated. Shut up. I'm carrying a 10-kilo bag and a camera bag and moving around. Shush.
If it weren't for that, you would have gained like 20
Yeah.
pounds.
And then the next day, come morning, carrying camera equipment as always, moving around, get our breakfast from this dim sum place. I don't know what its name was, but that shit was good. Like, I'm talking unbelievably good. Pork skewers. I'm talking like barbecue early in the morning. The best thing ever. Screw everyone that says like light breakfast and all. I'm an advocate of that, but I was saying, fuck you, yeah, you're getting this heavy shit. Fuck you. You're getting all of this food. You're getting all the poundage on this trip. You are not going to sleep on the food. So on that day 4, we went up to the mountains on the gondolas. The most visceral experience you will ever have. Once you go up on the gondolas and you're 1,000 feet up and you look down, the forestry, astronomically beautiful. We're talking like bamboos that you can see like sticking out of the mountains. You're talking like skylines in the background that just cannot be touched by the mountain rock faces, as well as the lush green covering the whole overture of our gondola trip. So cool. There's even a mini village on top of the mountain that is filled with food. More food for me. You best believe. And sugarcane juice. Do not sleep on the sugarcane juice. That shit is good. It's refreshing.
Ooh.
Can I have some of that?
I never
Yeah.
knew that was a thing.
Sugarcane juice, you literally take sugarcane and you mash it up, you put it in water, you distill it, and sell it. Refreshing,
Oh, wow.
sweet, can give you type 2 diabetes in 2 drinks. Guaranteed. No sugar added. You wonder why. See, it's so entertaining talking about this trip because everyone can have a nice laugh at it and gain a little insight in culture. Because a village, very spiritual, a lot of temples, guys. Like, we're talking mountain spirits, mountain gods, mountain rain, everything. Yeah, it was raining that day. Taiwan, very humid. Make sure to bring an umbrella. Highly recommend it. And a jacket. I was soaking wet in a cardigan. Yes, that great cardigan.
Sounds like a good
if it's
time.
That, yeah, definitely. But if it's that humid, then dress lightly. I hate humidity so much sometimes.
Oh, believe me, when it starts
Worse than the heat.
raining, it legitimately starts raining. Like, you think God was just crying over you. That's how hard that rain was. But anyway, do that rain fest and stuffing my face with fish balls and sugarcane juice. I was hyped up on that. We went back down the gondola. We went to a large temple with a dragon statue in it, which I thought was really cool. And decided to just say, you know what? I'm gonna take a picture with myself against this lion head. This lion head was bigger than my head, so I was just like, you know what? This is a brother to me. I named him Tom.
Of all things, you named him Tom.
I
things.
It's better than my friend and I naming a random snake Ted.
But it's funny though. I named it the most generic name on purpose instead of giving it a unique name. So I was just like, you know what, Tom? You doing all right. You keep yourself all motivated with that smile of yours. Do not let anyone shit talk you for getting rid of bad spirits. You are the one keeping us alive. Stay awesome, Tom. But anyway.
Thank you for attending. This has been Motivational Talk with Yeng.
Alright, going down the gondola. I felt so sad leaving, but I felt, you know, refreshed. It's because sugarcane juice is literally God's tears. No one tells that. No one says anything about sugarcane juice, but that shit is gold.
If that's the case, are you sure it's not pre-juice?
Don't worry about it. Anyway, we went to a large mall. I'm talking like a sky tower, literally dedicated to a mall. You can only imagine what was it like inside. What was it like?
Oh boy.
Western everything.
Oh boy.
Of course.
Oh
Of
no.
course.
We're
Why
talking
not?
Sony. We're talking Abercrombie. We're talking American Eagle. We're talking every single thing that's Western. Overwhelmingly,
Jesus.
for me, I was like, huh. Am I in America or am I in Taiwan? I don't know. I felt like I just like teleported. But I was
Hold
like,
up, just
okay.
let me go walk back outside to check.
Yeah. I walked outside, I did a double take, and then I came back in, I was like, welcome to America. Got it. What was it like in there? A lot of people. We're talking grandmas everywhere, grandpas everywhere, children running around, smacking each other in the face, and then adults trying to keep them in check. We're talking everything in that goddamn mall. Restaurants upon restaurants upon restaurants, and oh yeah, stalls filled with food. I think it's a recurring term with me. Food. Macaroons for days. I mean, macaroons. Macaroons
I join you
of
on the
rainbow.
food.
Rainbow macaroon everything.
Oh.
I was
Wow.
like, is this like God's message and just saying like, Yang, you need to calm down for your college trip and just say, fuck your weight and just eat. I think
Yang
that was
just
the
died in
sign.
I joined you on that.
I think he was telling me something, even though I don't believe in God, but still, I mean, he's treating me out. But I was like, okay,
Someone
sure.
was definitely telling you.
Yeah, food. Yang, I know you're skinny and all, but you need to fatten up. I'm like, sure. Challenge accepted. We went to Din Tai Fung, which was an amazing restaurant, amazing atmosphere, and unlimited tea.
Whoa.
Unlimited tea.
You've got my attention there.
I was literally
Yep.
pouring that tea like it was water. I was like, you thought Jesus was pouring out wine. Nah, he's pouring out tea. So
Okay,
great.
sip this, sip that, sip this.
Yeah.
Can I get a bit more of this?
Mhm.
Oh,
I was
yeah, I
getting
would
dim
definitely
sum for
hope so.
days, shalambaos for days, shumai for days, and you best believe you gotta get some vegetables. Always counter it with vegetables. There's a reason why everyone considered the person to bring the salad to a Super Bowl is the MVP because, yeah, you feel all greased up with food, but that salad cuts right through it.
Oh,
But
yeah.
hey, the real MVP is the veggies. Morning glories, perfect.
Got me so hungry.
Yeah, I know. I'm probably gonna make everyone hungry after this, but anyway, continuing on.
I want some authentic ramen now.
Oh yeah, I had authentic ramen when I was in Japan too. It was so cool. It was so cool seeing them prepare it. It was so awesome. Even in Taiwan, you see like noodles being made. I was like, how do I learn
Wow.
this noodle pulling technique? I'm gonna take the dedication of my life to learn how to pull noodles by my bare hands. It's gonna happen, and I'm gonna record it.
Oh, did you? I don't know if it was Taiwanese or Chinese, but there is a an Eastern treat that's like it's called like bearded dragon hair. And
Yeah, I did have that.
Oh.
It's so sweet, and it'll definitely give you a cavity after one. But you know what? Fuck it, we're getting cavities together.
Oh boy.
So sweet,
Uh,
but so good.
What is this? Exactly? I've never heard of it.
It's just bearded dragon candy, and you'll probably find it. You'll probably find it. Find it on Google, guys.
yeah, well,
Right.
like
Okay.
basically, long story short, is that it's prepared with God. What was it? Some kind of syrup? What was it? Honey and like powdered sugar or something? Oh no, it's something more viscous than that, but they go ahead and like stretch it over and over again.
Think
Until
of it like the
it
OG
looks like
cotton candy.
beard hair.
The OG
Yeah.
cotton candy.
basically because that's been that's been along for years.
Tradition for every single East Asian dessert that you can ever think of. And don't you
Oh,
ever
yeah.
sleep on those. Even though you know you're probably going to gain cavities, but fuck it. Cavities together, guys. I don't care about my dental plan. I'm getting wasted.
Getting wasted.
What?
Wasted on sweets, that is.
But the
Let's
night
keep this
market
PG,
life,
guys.
oh my god, the night market life is real. We're talking fresh food. We're talking like shrimp still kicking, fish still moving, and amazing barbecue flames the size of Mount Everest. Like we're talking amazing
Food.
food.
Food, and more food.
More food. Yang is only
Can I
there for the
just
food
eat?
and drinks.
Yang, just become a food guru already.
I will.
Speaking my soul.
I have literally been taking nothing but food photos and traveling photos. But anyway, moving on. There was plenty of clothes to go around. Like clothes are 100 yuan, which is like less than $1. So America, fix your shit. But anyways, amazing place and atmosphere. Has itself the authentic boba tea, and you best believe Taiwan won, guys. Taiwan won, US 0. Even though there's some real Taiwan spots in Cali, I still think Taiwan is still the best. So fight me.
Probably because they're able to get everything fresh, as opposed to,
Being
people
shipped.
having to work with what they having to work with what they have over here.
Yeah, I won't deny people for trying, but hey, I still recommend any boba tea spot. Hit up your boba tea. It's cheap.
Yeah, boba tea's good.
Boba tea
Get
is
that
life.
shit.
Me.
God, I was sipping that large boba tea like, I need another one. I need 3 more. Can I get like 5 more of that? I need you to start pumping it in my veins real quick so I could become Boba Man and just like start.
Somebody
Just
get an IV.
just straight to the brain, so that way I can go ahead and be this Boba Man and just bring Boba tea to everyone.
Yes, that was my mission. But I wish I could have taken anyone really along the trip because it's so cool seeing the nightlife, all the lights, all the people, the food, and drinks, and even
More
the,
food.
even the clothing. The clothing was so cool, guys. You could get Supreme. I was not joking when I say that. You could get Supreme on the cheap. And
Huh.
oh my god, yes, I'm not
Yang,
joking.
don't die.
I'm not joking. When I saw this, so many people were wearing Supreme stuff. I was like, damn, these guys are gangsters. Hell, love it.
Oh my goodness.
I loved it. I was like, I wish I could have like the type of gall that they have, but I ain't doing that.
Yeah, because like, isn't Supreme like a baseball thing?
Name brand per se in America. But anyway,
Yeah,
it's like
it's
Gucci. It's like
something like
compared
that.
to Gucci or Louis Vuitton. But moving on, we went back to our
Yeah.
hotel and we slept for one night, and then we got up again to the airport because you know we gotta leave. And I miss Taiwan. I want to go back. I really do. But then guess what? We're going to Phuket. Phuket, Thailand. Amazing for beaches and all the foreigners' needs for Thai food on the cheap. What was it like traveling to Phuket? Islands everywhere. Ocean seaboard all around. Beautiful blue ocean. And once we touched down, you best believe we got ourselves a seaboard hotel. What was it like? Spacious, clean, ocean sea breeze everywhere. No
Sweet.
garbage around. I was like, yes. This is the optimal photo for the morning. And we had free drinks, complimentary drinks on our arrival. How
Wow.
good do you get? Like, what else do you need? Complimentary
America,
drinks.
you suck. Wow.
And guess what? The waters don't even cost anything. Complimentary waters in hotels in Thailand.
Alright.
I am
America's trash.
so not kidding. I was just like, do we have to pay for this up? And she's just like, oh, no. And then they were gone, and I was just like, complimentary water? Why can't we get this in the States?
I know.
And they're the bougie water, too. They're glass.
Bougie water.
They're the glass types, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna be fancy today and just drink out
So
of
I
this.
still don't understand the concept of bougie water. Just because it's like in a glass jug or something. Come on.
Come on, it's Thailand. They have to be doing some good stuff to it. But
Yeah, no
anyways,
kidding.
Some quote unquote good stuff. Anyways,
yeah, it's just all glass water. It's tap water.
it's just in a glass jug.
But anyway, had an amazing sea breeze, like, hit my room, and it was just like, I can smell the seawater from here. All that fresh breeze, and we went out to eat in the night market, of course, because Asia love night markets. And that's a whole thing about trips. You go to the night markets because they're the best things to get on the cheap. What was it like eating Thai food in Phuket? Very seafood oriented, you know, because you're right next to the bloody ocean. But hey, we don't talk about that. But anyway, fish, amazing. Shrimps, superb. Prawns, oh. Crabs, everywhere. And rice. That's all you need.
And rice.
That's all you need.
That sounds so good. I
Yeah.
might make myself rice actually.
Dude, it is so good when you know a fish is being flamed on the table and still
Wow.
hot. I was like, presentation on point. Screw like the whole platter. I want a flame on my table. Screw the platter idea. I want the goddamn flame. Step
like
up your
rat
game,
ears.
America. I want to
Bro,
see flames.
Bruh, no matter how many times we tell America that, it ain't gonna happen because America sucks.
But anyway, continuing on to this amazing adventure of mine, I have to say, like, one of the best things had to be that morning in Phuket, because you get to see the sunrise and the horizon of islands that basically just cut itself into. It literally looked like you're cutting out like a piece of paper in the horizon. It looks so fake, but it's so real, and just like, wow, perfect photo. And man, going inside the water was actually pretty nice too. It wasn't too hot, it wasn't too cold. It was the perfect temperature. You never get that in the States. You'll never get that. And
Yeah.
the amazing like sun out, and you're drinking out of a real coconut. You're just like, yes, coconut.
Those little umbrellas.
I literally cracked open a coconut and just stuck a straw in it and just drinking out of it. This is
Man,
how
that
you
sounds
do.
like the Bahamas. That sounds like my trip to the Bahamas. Sounds
Yeah.
amazing.
Coconut water is a real thing. Electrolytes. Come on, guys. It's healthy. And also, I may
Oh,
have
yeah.
drunken
You
like
can
3
eat the meat
coconuts
and
on
the
the way,
coconut.
but we don't talk about that. 3 coconuts, okay? 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 And you best
Yeah,
believe
alright.
I was eating the coconut inside. I'm just like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm taking my spoon and I'm eating the coconut. Leave me alone.
You're eating the coconut meat.
Yes.
Tell me how to live a life.
I mean, honestly, it isn't that bad. It was
No.
like better than I thought it was gonna be. Honestly.
People keep on saying it's bad, but it's not. It's like
Nah.
the best thing ever when you have it in coconut water too. And just like, I'm having the best dessert.
Exactly.
And anyway, we ate out again, had authentic Thai food again because, you know, you don't go there for the Western food. Even though so many foreigners are saying like, I would have a pasta, thank you. I heard that. I was just like, you don't go to Thailand without trying Thai food. You don't. You're messing it up.
Thank you.
How are you gonna go to Thailand and have pasta?
Come on.
It's one of
It's
those
like-
try their culture.
I'm not gonna
Wait,
lie, Phuket is
you're
a
either-
foreigner trance site. Everywhere you see like Russians, Australians, Germans, Americans, everything is like westernized there. I'm sad to say that, but there's still some Thai spots that are still holding key to their true heritage. Shout outs
That's
to them.
good.
Yeah, no kidding.
Pasta. Out of all things, pasta.
You're
I
either
would-
American or you're a very proud Italian.
I understand like they can't live without eating the food, but like you're coming to Thailand, have some Thai food at least, or
I
go
mean,
to a
it's not like
family
More
mart.
adventurous. Like experiment a little.
I mean,
Could
unless
be
you're
so
crazy
frank.
rich. Unless you're crazy rich, you're not gonna be traveling to different countries and whatnot all the time.
Exactly.
You're not gonna have like the most authentic Thai food in America, but it can get close actually. I had that experience before, but never as close as Thailand. Thailand is still OG #1 for me. And you best believe I having tom yum, I'm having nam sin, I'm having some tom sam. I was having all of it. I may have gained 20 pounds too, so.
So much for carrying that backpack.
But don't worry, I'm carrying that around and I'm carrying camera equipment, so I'm laying off the weight. But anyway,
Eventually.
continuing on our amazing Phuket trip, we went back to our beach hotel and had an amazing time just sitting down and having the greatest view of the waters and slept there. And then we got up to the Phuket airport and guess what? We're going to Bangkok. Yes! The capital of Thailand, the mecca of city life. What was it like? Oh boy, I wish I can just fathom the
You can't even fathom it right now.
Yep, that's Bangkok. Thank you so much.
I want to go back. I want to go back. Let me go back. I want to go back so bad.
Save up your money.
I want to go back. I want to stay there. I want to stay there for a whole month.
Then you're gonna want to stay more.
Oh God, I want to stay there for like a year.
Get through college first, then we'll talk about it.
Oh, I really do. I really do. Guys, sponsor me so I can go back. I want to go back. Oh
my
God! But
goodness.
going back to Bangkok was also one of the best nightlife ever, because you get to see the lights and the night market as well as where you're gonna go, anywhere you want. Like you're talking restaurants are open 24/7, 7-Elevens 24/7, and everywhere you will see food and drinks being sold to you, made on the spot on the street. I'm like, you can never go hungry in Asia if you have money. So, what do? You spend that money. You best
On
believe
food.
I'm spending my money on watermelon juice. So good, by the way. I think I might have got type 2 diabetes after that, but we don't talk about that.
Oh, wow.
Watermelon juice, everything. Rosette juice, everything. Iced tea, all the things. Boba tea, all the things. And milkshake, all the things. So good.
Oh boy.
Hmm.
Did any of them have prawns in it?
Oh, don't worry. There was a prawn on the side of the cup.
Yes.
There's a prawn on the side of the cup. Tony wants to join. Do you guys want to allow him?
Yeah, why not?
All right. All right,
Sure, why
Tony,
not?
hang in there. Hang in there, pal, little buddy on mine, if you want to intrude on this Asian trip that I had. Because, you know, everyone loves talking
My
about
trip's
it.
gonna be
God.
trip's
I
not
wish
gonna
I could have
happen
brought
till-
you guys. I really did. It was so cool.
Oh, I would have had a
just.
blast.
That would have been interesting.
Hey, maybe
Oh,
one
yeah.
day.
Maybe
But
one
yeah,
day.
hello, Tony. Welcome.
Hello, new person.
Well, hello.
Hello, yes.
I really
Hello.
do want to go back, man. I really do.
And you should.
Oh God, I can't tell you.
Indeed.
Like, I can't tell you the amount of times like I went to Icon Siam and just like snapped on the food court. You can snack on the food court. What more do you want? Like you're getting fresh barbecues. You're getting fresh cooked out of the damn pot. You're like getting everything, and you get the presentation of a river market, which we did go by the way, but that's later in the story. Moving on. Icon Siam, highly recommended. Siam Center, highly recommended. Siam Center Point, highly recommended. Siam, everything, go there. You will get everything you need.
I believe
Duly noted.
recommended.
All right. Was it like traveling on train? Much more efficient than, going on a tuk-tuk, because tuk-tuks are everywhere. It is Southeast Asia, and I can tell you this, and I can vouch you. Every time you see a foreigner, they always ask, "You want to go on the tuk-tuk? Cheap, cheap." Every single time.
Oh
And
my
thankfully,
Oh,
I know better than this. I was just like, nope, sorry. And don't
Goodness.
worry about this. The most times you have to worry about anything is the swindlers, and they're both in tuk-tuks and taxis. Watch out for those bloodsuckers. You wonder how many times those fucking things swindle us? We'll talk about that later. That's later in the story. But anyway, going to Center Point, going down the river on the Ampawa River. Amazing view from our, hate to say this, but the Hampton, because
Ugh.
Oh,
expensive.
yeah.
But that was the closest one we can get on the river and have a nice view and have easy access to the train station, which is called the BTS, by the way. So shout out to you BTS fans. Hey.
Oh,
Hey.
But
what's
yes,
BTS again?
a K-pop group. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
Don't worry about
okay.
it. But anyway, moving on.
Okay.
fine.
Going on those trains, very fast, very efficient. You know, nice and spacious, not too crowded. Sometimes they're crowded on the weekends because of obvious reasons. But man, you're moving on. Yada yada yada. The food. Oh, the food. How
All about
much
the
food can I
food.
stuff this little boy
I
can?
swear,
Yes.
Yeng can easily go on and on just by the food alone.
Yup.
Oh no, I am the exact same.
Yeah. How much food can this boy eat in a day? I say a good 20 pounds worth. What? He's a skinny boy. No. He has an
That
expandable
ain't
stomach.
nothing.
That ain't
He's
nothing.
he's a snake.
Yes. I am
Oh, how about
indeed a snake.
Try this. Try this. Yes,
Try
feel
this,
how, like,
and
the
this, and
meditate
this,
works.
and that. Oh yeah, by the way, food courts, like I said, there's even a premium food court that you can go and get a card and start swiping and then pay at the end of the meal. That's how simple it is.
Wow.
And you can get, potentially, all you can eat food dishes from different places of the world. We're talking Japan,
Dang.
China, we're talking Indian,
Shit.
Pakistani food. What more do you want? I am in my happy place. Happy place. Oh my god.
Sounds so good.
You even get freshly made juice right from the damn
Wow.
bar.
That sounds
What
amazing.
more do you want? Conveniency. And they don't even have to talk to you. They're just like, oh yeah, what do you want? I'm like, I would like to have watermelon juice. Done. I'm like, service on point.
It's sorcery.
Service on point. And you best believe you know what your boy got. A deluxe Japanese meal that costs less than $5. What more do you want?
America!
What more do you want? This boy is spending $20 on food that will last him the whole day. Oh yeah. And I showed them. My kids might be obese after this. They might be,
But
but
here's
I'll
the
be
thing,
proud.
they actually had good food. They
If
actually
you
had
ever
good
take your
food.
friends there, your friends might end up
Oh, God.
obese.
They might.
No kidding.
With
Yeah.
my eating habits, for sure.
Yang's just gonna make us try everything.
I'm gonna make you try
Yep.
this. No, but I'm full. No. You're eating this. I'm eating this too. But you're not full. No, there's no such thing as being full in Asia. No such thing.
Pay for me.
Please, I don't want any more.
I'm feeding you, Tony. I'm paying for this food now. Shut up and eat.
For me, it'd be like, if I eat one more bite, I'm going to be sick.
You don't have a choice, little.
Yeah, you don't. With me around, I am the goddamn devil of food.
Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
Imagine Yin just straight up like hovering over you. You're like, I can't eat another bite. He just has a
What
twinkle
did
in
you
his
say?
It's like,
What was that?
bitch, excuse me? You eat.
No, guys.
I'm so
Ying
glad that we're
is
able to
the,
talk about
definition of an Italian grandmother.
it.
Oh,
You can
Italian
forget.
or Spanish. Basically anything
Try
Latin.
Asian. Try Asian.
Have
Oh,
you?
no.
Wait,
Oh, you're
wait.
too skinny. Eat,
Wait.
eat. I'm like,
Yes.
I can't eat anymore. I'm gonna explode.
Have any of you seen Coco? Have you guys seen Coco?
Yes.
not yet.
Yes.
I said, do you want
Yes.
more tamales?
Yeah. Same thing, dude. Same thing.
That is.
I
Yin.
just got
I
chills up
said,
my spine because my mom was like that, my aunt is like that, my grandma is like that.
Yeah, see?
Oh no.
It's the same exact feeling.
See.
Yeah.
Welcome en masse. Welcome en masse. Don't spank me, please.
Run.
This is all gonna go straight to my thighs, please.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, you best
Y'all
believe it
gotta
went to
get
my
haircuts.
legs, my thighs, my chest, and my stomach. You best believe it got everywhere.
I'm gonna be thick with 5 C's and 3 K's.
Oh, I got thick with like 10 C's.
Oh jeez.
Oh,
But anyway,
Extra thick.
going through
Hey,
Bangkok.
if you didn't have a butt before that, you best believe
Now
you
I have one now. I have one now.
Especially with all the exercise you have.
Yeah.
And then all the
Oh,
food that
yeah.
you eat,
My
and the
calves
more
are
exercise you
defined.
have. And I'm sure we should plus your butt as well.
Dude, soft as a pillow.
Someone
Yeah,
is super salty up here. Someone is salty.
Oh my goodness.
But going on to Bangkok, amazing experience. Highly recommend so much. Just like it's like one of the few places that you can go and not have any difficulty like shopping around. Like it's so straightforward, so clean, and come on, just go. You're having the time of your life in Bangkok. What more do you want in Southeast Asia? But of course, not everything can last, so had to leave Bangkok. Go
Sadness.
on to the airplane, but good news, we're going to Vientiane, Laos, my home country.
Ooh.
Yes!
Oh, nice.
I was so
Ooh.
excited to
Nice.
see my father's side of the family. Like, I was so excited. We got on the plane, boarded it, had about an hour there. In the airport, yes, I will have to admit, Laos is still a communist country to this day. And we had to go through customs and do a long, lengthy process just to get through the gates. But eventually, after half an hour of nothing but moping around and standing there all day looking pretty, we got out and we saw my father's side. It was like the most emotional experience I ever had. I never thought I would be able to see my grandfather in quite some time because I've seen him as a kid and we've been there for a year. It was an amazing time as my kid as I remembered. But now when he saw me, he was just like, "Oh, Batunza, and just like, yeah, I know. I got taller because I was a very short kid. I was 4'11", so yeah, go up to 5'8" and a half, and it's like a big shock to him. I'm just like, oh yeah, I know, Grandpa. I know. And he's still kicking. He's 78. He's still moving. He's still doing stuff. I'm like, dude, I wish I could be like this when I'm 70.
That's like my grandparents.
Like, I wish I can, like, most of the grandpas and grandpas I see in America is just like, yeah, they're taking the time. They can still do stuff, but they're a little bit struggling. But my 78 grandfather is just, like, doing stuff. I'm like, how the hell does he keep up? What am I doing wrong with my life? I still struggle just to, like, run a mile. What is wrong with me?
Yeah, dude, you'd be surprised. I mean, my grandpa was around that age before he went ahead and kicked the bucket and everything because, well, cancer, long story short. But yeah, like he was in his mid 70s, still going around, waking up at like, what, 5 o'clock in the morning just to go ahead and bike like 6 to 10 miles, come back like
Wow.
an hour and a half later to go ahead and just work out in the backyard. And then half hour after that, he'd go and work on the backyard. And then come 10 o'clock, he'd just be sitting there on his favorite chair watching the soccer game with the newspaper in hand.
How does
You scared me.
Yeah, how the hell does he do that? I wonder because he's doing everything. I'm like, dude, my grandpa's a badass.
Oh,
This is goals.
here's one thing.
These are life goals. Major life goals.
My great grandfather, he died last year of old age, but he lived to be 98, and up until he died, he was still a stubborn, energetic, tall mofo. He was 6'3", and
Jesus.
Dang.
he was a lanky dude. But every morning he'd wake up at 6, because I had to take care of him for a little bit. I just had to make sure he didn't hurt himself. He would wake up at 6, take his shower, go out into the backyard to water his garden in the morning. And then he'd come back in, and I'd offer to cook him something. He'd say, "Get away from my kitchen, I can do this."
Hey.
And then whenever
Apparently,
he was,
so my kitchen out.
yeah, it's
Gonna be
like,
Yang in his old age.
yeah, it's like whenever he was clearly tired, and I told him, "Hey, I'm gonna cook for you. Go ahead and sit down." He just like one time he said, "How old are you again?" I said, "Oh, at that point I was 19." I said, "I'm 19." He said, "Really? You don't even belong in a kitchen. Get out of my house."
Ooh.
Jeez.
He was a lovable guy, but he was just very stubborn. And one time I told him, "Maybe you should sleep." He literally gave the most like cliche answer, "I'll sleep when I'm dead."
Jesus.
But until he was
Get 'em.
19, he still got up, did everything like we do. He drove every single day. He just drove to look around. He had a tractor that he went around in his pasture with, where he had cows. He'd feed them and all that. He was a very stand-up guy, and when he died, it was like we lost like one of the hardest workers in the world.
Yeah,
Oh.
I can definitely imagine what that's like, because my grandpa was like that, and he was definitely like that every time he went ahead and visited El Salvador. He was one of the only people that would keep up with the coffee plantation. And then after he died, it just got sold off to some other family and everything. But yeah.
Honestly,
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is really crazy. 'Cause my grandfather is probably still working. He's still working at his old age. I was like, my grandpa is a real badass, because during the time of, okay, this might get a little sad, so prepare yourself a little bit. They went through the Vietnam War. He was quite a young guy. My father too. He was only 14, 16. He was only barely my age when that all happened during the Hmong resistance of the Hmong secret wars. After the Vietnam War fell, U.S. forces had to hire by CIA, and who figured than the Hmong people? They knew the area well. They knew the jungles very well. And my father was a lieutenant. My grandfather was a lieutenant. He was a lieutenant under the CIA. Well, for that time, but only for that time. And now everything is over and disbanded, and nothing exists anymore for the Hmong people. They were left to do their own devices. So I'm happy that he's still happy. He still remembers me, and he still is doing the things that he loved and still taking care of his family while still doing his job, taking care of the family. How do you do that? He's still able to kick and stuff and like that. I'm like, how the hell do you do this? And I'm just so amazed at the spectacle of the definition of what I define as a badass person. This dude is tough as nails.
Kidding.
Some of those elderly people are just badass their whole lives.
Total badass. But anyway, and it was so cool getting to see his own home being built, and it's finally completed, and I loved it. I loved the inside. It was beautifully tiled, It had amazing furniture. But the unfortunate thing that was, and actually, I'll explain that later. But here, the good stuff. We had to go through ceremonies, we had to go through rituals, and it was probably one of the most spiritual connection I ever felt, down to earth. You never feel that feeling like in a temple before. This is a real thing, the real deal. I experienced it in the States, and I'm like, okay, this is nice to be connected with my culture, but being in the homeland is so different. It's like
That's true.
you're being in the literal home breeding grounds of your culture, and you feel so indebted that you're literally rooted to the ground, and you feel like you are now a spirit of the earth, and now you're here to walk, do your thing. And I had the obligation to be a part of it, and it was so cool. But of course, not everything goes as planned. I unfortunately fell ill during that time, and my family kind of fell ill too. And we had to go back to Vientiane, unfortunately. So we packed up our stuff and went to Vientiane, stayed there in the hotel, and it was cool. The hotels were nice and all. It was like the same thing with the Hampton. It was like fine, but your little boy here just couldn't get over an illness and just grew worse, and just that like, it'll pass. I'm like a stubborn old man with an illness. It'll pass. Nope, did not. Ended up getting worse, and we had to keep on switching hotels because everything was getting booked, and I could not keep up. My wheezing got worse, and coughing grew so violent. I thought I was coughing up blood at one point, but I was fine. Thankfully, I'm fine. Don't worry. But then we had to rush to the pharmacy and found out even through a blood test, I got influenza. Intense version of it, not the normal kind where you're just like, I'm just gonna get a little Kleenex, I'm just gonna have a little cough and have some Tylenol. And we're talking antibiotics here. Yes, it costs money, but we got them. We went to another hotel, and I had to stay in bed for a whole day. Little did I know, I'm gonna have to stay there for another few days.
Aww.
And then you realize I'm missing out on food.
I know.
Food and drinks are all gone.
Gone.
I'm like, I'm staying at a hotel. All I could eat is just simple stuff. All I got was fried rice and just a piece of pork and chicken. And I'm like, I want to eat real stuff. I don't want to eat boring stuff. Like, come on.
I'm gonna cry.
I'm crying as I see this. I'm like, oh.
I want more. I want actual food, not
I don't want boring stuff. I don't want boring stuff. And then I realized something. Yang, you're sick. It'll pass. You're taking antibiotics. It'll pass. So we switched to another hotel, ate some breakfast food. Free breakfast, by the way. Free. Don't sleep on the free breakfast on a hotel. You never get that type of stuff, okay? Anyway, moving on. Got to be able to go to Talasao, which is a little shopping district in Vientiane that is famous for, you guessed it, food. Your best believe your boy was sitting up in the food court in Talasao and eating his face off. What did he eat? Noodle soups, snacks, desserts, donuts, everything. He's eating fried dough for no reason. He's just like drinking like this smoothie drink for no goddamn reason, even though he's full. And it has boba pearls in there. I'm like, this tastes like orange creamsicle. You best believe this boy is having the time of his life. He was like a kid at a candy store. You gotta love it.
Just interrupt the eating montage.
So much food.
Interrupt
I
the
showed
eating
them.
montage.
I
to
showed
analyze the
real
taste of
fear
this
for
movie.
those workers that day. It was real good.
It's like, oh, he's eating everything. What do we do? Just make more food.
Oh yeah,
It's
there's
Garfield
even,
personified.
you guys guessed it, there's waffles. Freshly made
goodness.
waffles with stuffing in it. Honey, strawberry, blueberry, taro, chocolate.
Oh
I
my
haven't made
goodness!
my own
Wow.
waffles
So
in
good.
like 3 years. Oh, just there's something so satisfying about making your own waffles.
Yeah, it's so satisfying, dude. And you best believe, type 2 diabetes. Ooh.
Oh hell yeah!
Around every corner.
And rambutans, longans, starfruit, dragon fruit, mangoes, peaches.
Mangoes.
Ah, so good.
Hmm.
I don't know what is wrong with me. I was like on how do you say
Cloud
this?
9.
What's a word for it? Savagery? Yes, savagery. Savagery on
I was
food.
gonna say Cloud 9, but okay.
Just take my
It's called-
money. Shut up and take my money, and I'm eating this. Oh, okay.
Yeng's carnal need to feed
Yes.
kicked in.
No. I say his inner demon needs to feed.
Yep.
But anyways,
No, he is a demon.
dude, Vientiane
Yep,
was
yeah.
such a great experience. And then, guess what? We had to leave our families behind. I'm like, oh, it's so sad. But I'm so glad I got to meet them. I got my last hugs. I did cry. Okay, I did. There's nothing wrong with
Aw.
crying.
Exactly.
No?
Never
Nothing
said
wrong
there
with
was.
it. Who said that the
No.
man doesn't cry? Screw them. All right. Anyway, going on to the main story. We got on a flight back to Bangkok. Surprisingly, I'm like, we still have time. Yeah, we still have time. We got a week. I'm like, a week in Bangkok.
Oh no.
Week.
Jeez.
You best
No.
believe this boy got excited. After an hour flight, we touched down in the afternoon of Bangkok, and you best believe I'm going to Angkor Siam and Paragon, as well as street food. I told my mom literally this, like, you'll see me over there. I'll be right back.
Right back.
And then
like
5
you
minutes
always
later,
were.
your little boy was carrying a big bag of food, and I'm just like, oh, yo, why did you
Yep.
get so much? I'm like, Mom, this is for everyone, and this is for me. There you go.
You can have the scraps.
You can have the large bag. I have my small bag.
I will have the main course.
So we had to spend the night at the Holiday Inn, which I was surprised to see in Thailand. I was just like, wow, a Holiday Inn? And guess what? We're going back to Siam Center Point. I was just like, dessert galore. Ice cream
Oh
days.
no.
A Hello Kitty cafe prioritizing cakes, cupcakes, and cookies and
Oh
smoothies.
my goodness.
Hello Kitty Cafe. I am proud to say it was nice and pink. I'm proud to
Ooh.
say it. And guys, banana milk is so good.
Oh yeah.
Banana
Never
milk
heard of that. That sounds good
It's
though.
so
No,
goddamn
I
good.
actually would love to try
guys,
that.
you have no idea how good banana milk is.
No,
so
we
good.
don't. Enlighten us.
No, and I want to try it. Thank
It's
you very much.
literally just think of like the creaminess of milk, but just banana flavored.
Oh, freak.
Oh,
no.
yep.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Oh,
Yes.
I-
Think of it like drinkable banana yogurt. Drinkable
Yeah.
banana yogurt.
Like
Stop making me hungry, Yang.
I believe I was a little kid, just a little young lad and everything, about the age of like maybe 6 or 7. But my grandma actually made homemade banana milk. Oh, I don't know how she did it, what sort of freaking magic she went ahead and used, but oh,
So goddamn good. So goddamn good.
Oh, and she decided to go ahead and add that little bit of that little hint of horchata, or just like a little bit of like cinnamon rice milk.
Ooh, Yeah.
Ooh.
So good.
So good.
So good. Oh man, I cannot tell you guys, but the desserts are so good in Thailand. Just try it. Just try it. You're not gonna regret it. You don't regret buying food in Thailand. Go. That is an uncardinal rule.
Just the main thing of the stream.
Do not reject food from Asia. It's good for you. It's good for you.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, we
Yeng.
got to this restaurant right next to the Siam Center Point, and I tell you, one of the best Thai restaurants, I believe, in my life. One of the best. And you know why they have it? Roselle juice. Roselle juice, healthy, fruity, and refreshing. What more do you want? And it's also a hibiscus tea.
That sounds
Ew.
very familiar.
Sweet.
What?
Roselle juice. Just search it up. You'll know what it is.
That
Okay.
sounds good.
But anyways, what did we order?
Oh,
Tom yum, everything.
Huh. Sorry. Real quick. I know they're watching the stream and everything, but was it Faisu or Steve? Yeah, they want to join.
Oh, Steve.
Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Well, if they actually decide to go ahead and
I'm
pop
not
into
sure.
one of the VCs.
I'm not sure where Steve is. She's probably AFK at the moment. All right. We'll wait. We'll wait. What happens? She's probably still watching. Let's just hope
Alrighty.
she'll notice. But anyways, yes. Going back onto that restaurant. Tom Yum Goong, Tom Sum everywhere, and Som Tam, as well as the fish with flames. And I'm not joking. It has what we call, how do I put this politely? White people fish, which is just like normal, and then you get the red spicy fish, and that's like the real Thai version. And I'm like, yes, you best believe I'm snacking on this, and I consumed the whole fish in 5 minutes. So I don't know what's happened.
Yay.
I don't know what happened.
Nice.
I mean, the fish was right there, and then it was gone. What's up with that?
Wait, hold up.
Yep.
Question: how big was this fish, though?
It was about the size of, I don't know, the Atlantic. It was just really big, okay?
Gotcha.
And oh my god, the Tom Yum Goong. Oh, the Tom Yum Goong. Oh, so good. Spicy, sour, perfect balance. And shrimp and mushrooms and tomatoes are all accounted for. What more do you want? Herbs.
Hey.
And flames! What more do you want? Flames for Tom Yum Goong and the fish. What more do you need? So
Yang is
good.
low-key a pyro.
No, just flames and food, the presentation,
There's
not
just
only
something
that, but
about it.
depending on what kind of wood and or charcoal that you're going and using, adds so much flavor and a little bit of texture to just whatever you're eating itself. Just
There's just something about that primal carnage of just seeing the flame just light up and burning and just like cooking your food. There's something about it. It's so cool. It's so mouth-watering. And let me tell you, I may or may not have stuck my camera just to get a good footage of it.
I'm in a voice chat with a couple of foodies.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, you best
You
believe,
best
especially
believe
when
it.
I go ahead and talk about my own homemade food. Like, oh, I used to make the meanest salmon burgers.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
So
and
good.
my pasta, my spaghetti, the sauce itself. Oh.
Oh, so good. I need to trade recipes with you sometimes.
One day,
One
if
day.
I actually get it
Absolute
down.
foodies.
But anyway, oh my god, I just devoured that whole dinner table. And you best believe it was cheap. It was actually cost under $30 to feed 8 people and me. So
And me.
For 8 people, that's not bad.
that's not bad.
Like, that's
People-
really not like okay. Just a long story short, I've gone to like, what was it, like Korean, Taiwanese places with like friends and everything. Like maybe like all of like 3-4 people, and sometimes we'd go ahead and binge. It'd be about the same price. So yeah, for 8
I
people,
ate
that's
like a
real cheap.
king. I ate like a king. You best believe I ate like a king. And guess what?
Oh, I
That doesn't
believe.
stop there. You know what else I did? Ice
Oh.
cream.
Nice.
Ice cream. It was so good. It was like eating an angel's wing.
Um,
It was like eating.
What
an
are you, the
angel's
lead
wing.
singer of Rammstein?
You best believe I am. I was like, ooh, yeah. I'm eating this ice cream, and let me tell you, it's soft like an angel's wing and tastes like what heaven should be. Yes. Anyway, moving on. And I was buying a notebook because, you know, college student. Gotta think about those things. And bought a new pen.
Oh yeah, the one school-related
Yeah.
thing that you decide to get.
Just one
A
thing.
notebook.
Just a notebook. You know, I don't need anything else. I'm
Food,
good.
food, more food, and
then
notebook.
one notebook and one pen.
And then more
one
food.
holy grenade because, you know, you need that type of stuff. One holy grenade. Use
Ooh.
it wisely.
Oh, yep. I
Anyway.
haven't heard him use that reference in ages. So
Anyway.
refreshing, but do go on.
Anyway, I had that packed in my bag, and we bought a new suitcase because we found out a lot that we are a couple of pack rats and we need to extend our inventory slots to 10. So we got a new suitcase. Large,
Nice.
and preferably holds 25 slots, and yeah, perfect to go. And stuffing things in there was a lot more easier than I thought it would be. I thought we would actually overfill that goddamn suitcase, but to my surprise, we did it. Asian
Never hurts to be
Really?
prepared.
Yes. But after that day, we slept in our nice hotel and we went to the Ampawa River Market, the floating market, the legendary spot for every Thai tourist ever, the river market. We had to spend a few hour drive out of Bangkok to go to the Ampawa River connection with the floating market. And we got on another bus and taxi. Oh yeah, this was the story I was talking about. You know how I said those swindlers would come into play later on? Yeah, I got in contact with that. So this taxi, it looked fine on the outside. It was a Toyota Camry sedan, you know, normal. But people don't know this. You don't have to necessarily stay at 75 on the highway in Thailand. You can go over 80. Don't tell that. But anyway, yes, we went over that, and you best believe I had no seatbelt. Yeah. Both of my family members had seatbelts. Why am I always the one that doesn't have any? And yeah, that ceiling, very, very shallow. So going 80 miles an hour and going over bumps, what do you get?
You were probably like, adventure!
I felt like I was in a goddamn washing machine. My goddamn head just kept on smashing the ceiling of the goddamn car. I was like, and fortunately it was over, but we had to pay 200 baht for that round. I'm like, 200 baht? You gotta be joking.
What?
200 baht is like nothing in American dollars, but still, 200 baht is pretty big in Thai. And then we got into contact with my other family. He's just like, oh yeah, we only had to pay under 110 baht. I'm like, the fucking swindler! He probably taking a longer route or something. I don't know what he did. God, maybe it was just charged because of the seatbelt. I don't know. But either way, we made it to the Ampawa River Market. What was it like? Cramp, filled with tourists. Very narrow spaces to walk through, but you best believe, fresh food off the boat. What more do you want? Cooking food off the boat. How convenient is that? Oh my god, so much fruits, such little time. Yang challenges himself to eat everything he can.
Oh my goodness. Yang, if you don't end up with diabetes today, I'm going to be very.
If you don't end up with something, I'll be hella surprised.
Oh, don't worry.
Same.
Don't worry. You know I'm walking with that camera equipment, so it's kind of heavy, so it's just. But anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Eating barbecue prawns, you know, river prawns. They're about the size of my forearm, so they're mini lobsters, and you know, fresh soft-shell crabs being grilled. You can smell the smokiness from here. And mussels, river mussels, fresh out the water. You see them fishing for it. You see them cooking it on the grill, and you see them serving it to people. Smoky, fire, flavor, umami, seafood. What more do you want?
That sounds so good. Like I'm still stuck on the I'm stuck on the crab because oh my god,
so good.
Soft-shelled crab, smoky flavor mixed in with that little bit of that tinge of sweetness.
Yeah,
that they bring.
As well as a little lime on there. That's how you escalate it.
Damn it, Yeng.
And riverboat noodles. It's a thing in Thailand. Try it. It's good for you. Not really in the sodium department, but we don't talk about that. It's good for you. You best believe I had the greatest bowl of noodles on the river. Yes. Convenience. And we went on a river tour for only $5. What more do you want? I get a free riverboat tour, potentially with food, for $5. Come on. We explored the whole river's canal system. We had an amazing adventure through the river system of seeing the hotels, as well as the locals, and floating markets.
Yang, please stop making me hungry.
Oh, believe me, I'm going to make someone hungry.
Please.
You already did.
Been making me hungry.
But
It's been almost 2 hours, and you've made me hungry within the first 10.
But anyway,
Yeah.
moving
Seriously.
onward.
And my German chocolate cake is almost gone.
But moving on forward, we went back to the Ampawa River Market, spent a little food here and there, spent a little sweet stuff here and there, and some, I kid you not, red milk soda. I don't know what's even in there, but there's something in there. I don't know what it is, but it definitely hooked up my veins to type 3 diabetes. Yes. Yes.
What?
I know.
Yang totally got an IV. Just
I totally got an
directly
IV
into his body.
directly into it. It was like Bioshock, like syringes, just like.
Like, I'd believe that too. I would believe that.
And I brought some souvenirs with me, you know, just a little keepsake from Thailand. What more do you need? Anyway, got back to the hotel, had another amazing night at Siam, and you know, stuffing food and
And like stuffing your
Oh
face.
boy.
yeah, you know, just like literally taking my face and face planted the table to any food I see, you know, like barbecue chicken with satay sauce. Mm-hmm.
Even eating the neighboring customers' food.
Hey, are you gonna
Meanwhile,
finish
they're just
that?
like, what the fuck? What?
Are you gonna finish that? Like, you don't seem to be like finished. Mine. But anyway, going to the Siam Paragon food market.
It's
Seriously,
mine!
It's one
Leave
of,
it alone!
seriously, it's one of those. Somebody has leftover food on their plate. Does somebody want the? Never mind. Yeng took it.
It's mine. It's mine alone. Screw you guys.
Yep.
Yeah, he licked it all. Why?
It's because you need to savor your money's worth of food.
Your money's worth of food.
And you best believe I got myself some desserts after that. Perfect cheesecake. Cheesecake!
Oh my
In
goodness.
Thailand.
she's
Yeng, I hate you.
It's so good.
I hate you.
It's so good. It's so
I
good.
hate you.
Cupcake in Thailand. So good.
Stop!
Cake pops. Dude, cake pops of like Donald
Okay,
Duck.
now, okay, I thought I was hungry before. Now I'm just dead. Thanks a lot,
I'm
Yang.
sorry. It's just so
Yeng,
good.
Hungry.
hey, who wants to team up with me and strangle him?
It's so good. I want you guys to be there. So
I
you can
will.
experience it with
No,
me.
no. I will
I will-
team up with whoever wants to go ahead and make a Patreon, so that way we can go ahead and just
Yes.
take a trip
Yeah,
together.
take a trip.
We'll all take a trip and just go pig out with Yang.
Yes. God, I would love to be in Bangkok and just like go all out. Just like go all out. Just But anyway, as we got back to our final day in Bangkok, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna miss this place. So, what does Yang do? Well, you make lemonade. Literally, make lemonade. You literally go to a stand and make lemonade. And
When life gives you lemons.
and
You did
I made
lemonade.
like 2 cups worth of it and chucked that down.
That's the best
Easy.
idea.
Easy mode. Easy mode. I'm getting into it.
Yeah.
It's my breakfast.
Life gives lemons, you make beef stew.
Yeah, come on. Come on, guys. Anyway, we spent our last day in Siam Mall with the pitiful last day because I ate nothing but noodles and more noodles, and I think I became a noodle boy in the process. Do I smell beef stock?
Yeah.
That sounds good. You know, some beef noodle soup.
Does.
But
Who
anyway.
wants to knock him out first?
Actual beef.
Yes.
I wish I had.
If it was somebody else, I'd totally say yes, but it's Yang, and I refuse to, like, deprive him from his food.
You see
Oh
pure
no!
joy.
If it were me there, I would go ahead and challenge him.
We're gonna eat as many dumplings as we can, and you best believe I was eating all the dumplings in Thailand and
All of
China.
them.
God, so much
Nice.
food. And as our last day of snacking and dinners and breakfast and lunch, I'm just sad. I'm just sad. I'm leaving
Aw.
a country forever. Not really, but we'll talk about that later.
It feels
Anyway.
like forever.
Anyway, going to our transfer flight to Korea because, yeah, Seoul. Welcome to Seoul, Korea, where you'll get all the kimchi. And you best believe, when we landed in Korea, I was eating breakfast, Korean breakfast. And what do you get? Bulgogi bibimbap, which is basically their version of fried rice, but with a twist. You get beef, and you get kimchi, and you get a spicy paste. Gochujang. What more do you want? You mix
Okay,
it up
one
together and eat.
One, that sounds awesome, and two, I was actually about to say, the hell is that? But you answered.
I answer it fully. Don't worry. I answer it fully. And don't worry, I'll go through my whole food dictionary for you guys if you really wanted to, eh?
I have a better idea. Why don't we just go to Ying's house and just have food?
Yay! The best day ever! But anyway, going on, had a bulgogi bibimbap. Amazing breakfast. Had some kimchi, had some miso soup, or their version of miso soup, and had gim, which is basically seaweed, and on top of rice. And you best believe, yeah, I had to unbelt myself for a second.
Oh goodness.
And as soon as we did, we had to wait for layover because we had to wait a whole night for 1 a.m. So I was just like, okay, I can do that. I slept on the seats as you do, and before I was waking up, we went to Burger King.
Oh, boo.
I was so excited for more Korean food.
Yep.
Of
Well,
all
don't worry.
places, you go
There's
to
a Dairy
Foot Lettuce
Queen in
Burger.
Thailand, by the way. There's Dairy Queen and Krispy Kreme in Thailand. I'm not joking.
Oh, come on!
I can't eat Krispy
There's-
Kreme anymore. There's too much sugar.
There's Dunkin' Donuts even on the Asian
Okay, screw
seaboard.
Dunkin' Donuts. Krispy Kreme is the OG.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
You can get Dunkin' Donuts in Asia, but you can't get it in the West Coast. I'm so mad when I found out that. I'm like, you can get Dunkin' Donuts.
How can he not?
What the
There are
fudge?
Dunkin' Donuts
Yeah.
in California.
Are you
Don't you even play me?
I don't see them anywhere. All I see is just like Krispy Kremes, a local donut spot, and that's it.
I ain't never seen a freaking Krispy Kreme in all my time of Cali. I've seen one Krispy Kreme that was in Virginia when it was still being built. Don't blame me.
I actually have a Dunkin' Donuts around my area.
I would totally trade my Dunkin' Donuts for a Krispy Kreme right now.
Oh. Messing with fire, lady. But anyway, that's my little disclaimer. That's my little disclaimer for you guys. And yeah, Burger King, meh.
What lettuce?
You had all these elaborate
Yeah.
foods, and then you go
I
with
just
something
go to
simple.
Burger King. I'm like, ah.
That was something simple.
My family just wanted to eat something else. I'm like, but I wanted Korean food. But you know what? Burger King. We ate burgers. Hell, I even had McDonald's in Thailand just to see the taste of it. Tastes like, no,
Like
no,
McDonald's.
yeah, it's just McDonald's. Like, what do you
Well,
expect?
what about them to have a Burger King?
No, we don't call that Burger King. We call that foot lettuce.
Oh my god! Oh my goodness! Well,
I was gonna
They-
say,
they-
if you want a good burger
did
place for the
themselves.
States, try Five Guys if you can
Five
find
Guys, yeah, Five Guys are good.
oh yeah.
And
a
one
little
more
on the
thing.
expensive side, but they're good.
Yeah, one thing though,
Yes.
I do not like In-N-Out. I'm sorry, I just can't.
Yeah. No, I'm
understand
with
that.
you. I was born and raised in California, grew up all over the place, and I like In-N-Out to an extent, but wait, MK, are you
What?
there? Oh, there you are.
What's wrong?
It sounded like you were far. Well, wait, is someone else talking in the background?
Yep.
Oh, okay,
My
that
sister's on the
explains it.
phone.
Okay,
Go on.
but yeah, like I am probably one of the only people that will agree with you that In-N-Out isn't really all it's cracked up to be. Like that,
Ooh.
I like it to an extent. I really do. But
What the fudge?
my goodness,
Not me.
it's just. I'd rather go to Carl's Jr. and I miss Jr.
Oh my god. Carl
Have you
Jr.?
been
That's your
trying
first
to
pick?
Yeah. Well, okay. I absolutely love Carl's Jr., especially back in what I consider my hometown and everything. I'm getting a call. I'll be right back.
Alright, let's have a slight commercial break. Alright, favorite burger chain, go.
I don't have one.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
We don't go out and eat a lot.
Well, at least the one that you tasted so far, I should say.
Poop. Gosh, I actually don't know. It's been that long.
All right,
Help me,
I'm
I'm
just gonna
deprived.
go with a default answer for her: McDonald's.
I hate you! I don't care if it's like worldwide. Screw McDonald's. Then again, at least it ain't foot lettuce.
What about you, Snow? Come on.
On what exactly?
On the burger
Favorite
chain.
burger chain.
All right, ask the question again. I think I lost it.
Favorite burger chain.
Oh, because of Yeng's talking about food. I'm like, what? I had to zone back into reality. Favorite burger chain? I would have to say Five Guys.
Oh, good gal, good gal. All right, here's mine. Convenience. McDonald's, unfortunately. Convenience. Taste. I have to say Shake Shack. Sorry. 3, balance and performance. Five Guys.
Hey.
Seriously, they had the balanced performance. Come on, guys.
I have
And
never.
and one more thing, their shakes are good.
I've honestly never heard of Five Guys. Also, somebody's talking to you in the chat, Hero. I believe.
Drag me, broski. What?
You good over there? Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
I think Yeng died.
Yeah, now I'll take a commercial break.
Yeah, we're
right
taking a
now.
commercial break.
Rip.
Yay! My turn.
I'm gonna go do thing.
I am now a part of your stream.
Holy
Again.
crap, there's a human.
Swole
your-
thick man.
How is it?
It's good, dude. I just woke up at like 4 in the afternoon after drinking all last night.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeesh. Oh, best of times. I have a hip flask, as I've said probably multiple times before, talking to Yin at least. And I filled it up with Jack Daniels that I've been drinking ever since. My mum got it for me for Christmas, and I was like, "Thank you." She's like, "Alright, no problem. Like, you've now fueled my day drinking." And she's like, "Wait, what?" I'm like, "You've now fueled it. Good job."
Jeez.
Congratulations, mother.
I'm back.
Oh, good.
Oh my
Ryan's
goodness,
home.
he's
Yeah,
What's up?
the
day drinker has joined.
Kylie went and locked herself in the bathroom.
I didn't lock myself, the door got jammed.
Actually reminds me of when I
stream.
So
Locked
when we
herself in the
originally came to this house, our fucking doorknobs were terrible. Like, they just break constantly. I once shut my door so hard that my fucking doorknob on the other side came out,
Oh.
and
Oh.
I started screaming. I'm like, "I'm locked in my room!" And I was banging on the door going, "Mom!" And she's like, "What the fuck is wrong?" And I'm like, "My door!" I fucking called her, and I was like, "My door is shut and it won't open!" And I was screaming. I was like, "I'm gonna have to fucking jump out of my window!"
Oh boy.
I was just about to. I was just trying it, and I was like, just about to, and then I fucking heard, and I'm like, "Oh!" And my door opened. I'm like, "Oh." The doorknob was on there, but the fact is, I didn't need 2 doorknobs to open it. I just thought I did.
But Hero, I have to ask you this though. I'm guessing you caught wind of what this podcast has become, so this is
Fuck
just
no, I
about
haven't.
Food.
It's just
Nothing
food,
but
man.
Oh, talking about food.
It's
Oh,
on my Asian trip, dude.
yes.
But anyway, went to a Burger King and competed there. But hold on. On to that note, I have to invite someone else because she's begging me to get in. Hold on.
Oh, hey, the one and only. Oh, and talking of that said one and only, she's uploaded a lot of art on the fucking art chat. Jesus Christ, hello.
Hello.
You scared me, you motherfucker. I was in the middle of posting stuff.
Sorry. You wanted an invite.
Bitch,
so
you
I
should have been.
gave in.
Bitch, you gotta be prepared.
I mean, I was
Hello and
prepared, but I was focused on something, thank you.
Yin strikes hard and fast without any warning.
He was hunting.
Yes.
Hey, look at Pearl Harbor. Asian people are known for that.
Oh, fuck off!
But anyway, continuing on, we made it to Korea and we got off on our flight. And we had about like a 10-hour, 11-hour-ish flight to California. So you can only imagine like the jet lag again. Because basically I went through multiple time zones and I felt like I was a time traveler from Back to the Future. And I'm just like, what day is it? What year is it? And I have no idea what hour it is.
Whose man is
Dude,
this?
I understand how you feel about that, dude. Because when I moved back from England to Australia, we went. It was a 24-hour flight.
Jesus Christ.
So we were going through constant time zones, landing and going again to pick up fuel. And I got home back to Australia, and we had to then fly again for an hour just to get to from Sydney to where we were living, which is Tareen, and it's still there now. If you're in Australia, come visit me, and I'll punch you in the snot.
Sweet.
No.
And
I always wanted to be a pup.
yeah, and so we then went for a flight. By the time we got back to our house, which by the way was not furnished at all, Mum put down a mat, and I just fucking went crunk onto it and just fucking slept. I was so out of it, and I was so fucking tired because when we got off, we had no idea that because we had come over during the winter in England. We had no idea it was the fucking like around the fucking like hot time of the year because like August is winter in Australia, which is when or August and September is winter in Australia. But we didn't know, we couldn't remember how winter was in Australia.
Oh, man, that sucks.
So we assumed it was winter in England. So I had jackets. I had long jeans.
No.
No.
I walked off the plane like fucking JoJo shit, and then fucking wanted to get back on the plane.
How many pieces of clothes did you rip off like you were fucking John Cena?
Oh, dude, like I had only a jumper on because like I was the kind of kid who did get warm very quickly, so I only needed like a jumper and some long clothes to get warm.
Yep.
Hey, look, I'm only a twink. I'm only a twink if I actually have the fucking body of one. Trust me, I have the body. I have the body of a big boy, and it's not good.
Yeah.
Ain't attracted no gays in this body. I look too much like a. I look like too much like a dude. Anyway, so I'm like JoJo walking off the plane. Heat hits me, and I'm like. I'm like dead. I'm like, you fucking stabbed me in the heart. And I'm like,
Stab me in the heart, and you're too blame.
No, Australian hate is bad for me.
Well, I'm glad you could share the same exact feeling as I was when I got down to Cali. Because it was warm. It was very warm in Thailand. I was just like, yep, ready. But nope.
Yeah, Thailand is so good on the heat. Like, to be honest, I like it.
I forgot that when I got to Cali, it was going to be winter. So
yeah,
when I got out of the plane, it was like cold. I was like, huh? What happened?
I think I've explained.
Unless you're in Big Bear or Palmdale, it's not cold.
No, it's not. It's not.
Are you gatekeeping temperature?
No,
gatekeeping temperature.
He's just saying, like in Southern California, it does get a little warm, but in North Cal, it's like so cold.
Oh yeah. And
I just realized,
especially up in Big Bear, it actually snows up there.
Yeah, it does.
You get all 4 seasons, and it's absolutely fucking beautiful.
And this new guy, Skoot, sounds a lot like Yen, but not amazing.
Oh no.
Here we go. But yeah, at the very end of it all, I do have memories that will probably last me for lifetimes, honestly. And I have the photos to prove it, as well as the video footage to prove it. So
going to Thailand, I have memories that I shouldn't have.
God, it was so
I
cool.
went to Thailand twice. I went to Thailand twice.
That's so cool.
First time had the worst had the fucking weirdest memory of my life.
Oh.
You hear the voice crack in my voice because it's a fucking weird memory. We're walking around in fucking Bangkok because that's where we decided to go for our first fucking time. Clap to the handicaps here. We didn't think to go to the outer regions. So we're in fucking Bang motherfucking Cock. The big cock, as I like to call it now.
Oh,
I don't know if I like what I'm hearing, because I'm 15 and I don't know what that is.
that's
What?
nice.
Bangkok. Bangkok is a fucking city in Thailand.
Okay, but that sounds really wrong because I didn't know that.
Oh, don't worry.
Welcome to Thailand! Things
We'll go to
sound weird!
Thailand. Come on. Oh, come on. Not all Thai people. Come on. Come on. Thai people are
You're
really
the only normal Thai like fucking Asian like person I know. I'm showing my Asian friends IRL. Yeah, you know. So the weird memory I got from Thailand was, well, one, we had the fun experience with an elephant, and we were like, whoa, because it was like a little baby one. We're like, whoa, and then we found out that Thailand is the most known for having a fucking horrible treatment of elephants, and we were like, oh, not so.
Yeah, mostly because the ivory trade. You are correct.
Unsexy.
Yeah.
The ivory trade.
That's why. I'll say this, like, just a heads up to anyone in the stream right now, and like everyone who's here right now, like talking with us.
Yeah.
When it comes to going to Thailand and stuff like that, I would really recommend not if you get like those people who are like, oh, ride an elephant. I'd recommend like 9 times out of 10 don't do it, because you're basically funding the elephant trade and shit. There are some people who do it legitimately, and you can find them by looking at reviews and stuff, and try to go solely go to find them. But just don't go to anyone that you find off the broken trail, because it's most likely bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. It's fucking bad.
Wow.
But so.
What else?
So like, we had that happen. And I've got my motherfucking disco light that I got for Christmas going on right now. I'll tell you this, it's sound activated, so like every time I'm talking, it's changing colors, and I'm giving myself a fucking seizure by talking.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
fucking great. It's amazing.
Sounds like a wonderful time.
Oh, it is fucking cancer. But, okay, so we went to this cool place. It was like sort of like an Americana place thing, and that's where we found that. I ended up getting a bunch of laser stuff. I shot it up at the sky, and I'm pretty sure I downed a couple of pilots. That was pretty fun.
Jesus Christ.
Oh no.
And so later on, the next day, we were walking around. Oh, and behold, a bunch of women grabbed me.
What?
I'm being dragged into a brothel now, with my dad running in tow. I then found out later that that's how they tried to get my dad to come into the brothel and spend money. Was that they were gonna fucking give them me for him coming in, and I'm like, that's like straight up fucking kidnapping. But that happened.
Seriously.
Yeah, that really happened. I had my dad get like fucking have his son get kidnapped just to get him to come into a brothel. Now, second time around in Thailand, instead of going to Bangkok, we went to Phuket. That's an island area around outside. Good place to go. A bit. I don't like the sadly, it's got a lot of pollution and like not so much in the air, but like. Yeah, on the ground.
Not
and
as
shit.
much as they used to.
Trash.
Anymore.
A lot of trash.
Right now, there's
a lot of trash when we went. Yeah, in 2015 when we went, there was a lot of trash.
Oh.
So it was a bit sad to walk on the beaches because like they were beautiful beaches. Like don't get me wrong, I loved them. But then you looked at the trash and you were like, oh come on guys, pull your finger out and keep going. And and it was it was a good place to go though. Like we went to the Big Buddha. The Big Buddha.
Oh
that
yeah,
was
I went there. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's like it was a big fucking hit for my perspective shit because I usually I haven't seen many big things except for like say city buildings and Sydney and stuff, and that's sort of like you're still far away from them, so like they're still a bit small, and so you're like, oh well, this buildings must be big, and I'm like standing right under Big Buddha as he's just like with his big fat belly, just like with this fucking big old smile. Not big fat belly. That's a different one. That's
Jesus.
The big fat face of that fucking cunt. Just like smiling like a creep, and I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? And I was like, this fucking mad.
Don't besmirch the Buddha. He's done nothing.
Okay, he was cool. He was cool. It was like I was like, you know what? I can now respect this, religion now. Like, if they love the guy that much, and they put a big statue of him, of his fucking head, then I can respect that shit.
Yeah.
I can respect that.
It's a Buddhist country, so it makes sense that they.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Highly.
There was also another fun thing where my sister and my and a boyfriend got frisked by people with M14 fucking assault rifles.
Oh, Jesus.
Casually. I would expect Vietnam. Not Vietnam. The Phuket area was had a lot of military shit in it recently because of like just shit that had been happening. So they're doing drug checks and all that shit.
Hey, wait. Do you want to say hi to my cat?
Okay.
Hi.
Can I say fuck you to it?
No, but you can say hi. Hi, honey.
Aww, hi.
Aw, hi there, hi baby.
This has become the cat stream.
Yes.
I'd love to be able to get my cat, but my cat would fucking goddamn come into my room and start screaming for food, so I'd have to kick it out.
My cat guards my room.
Oh yeah, LJ, that reminds me. Did you actually have any travel experience to Asia, or you know?
No, I've never gone anywhere outside America. I've never seen the beach. I've never seen auroras. I feel so wrong.
The lovely country of America. I don't need nothing that but my beer and my burgers, baby.
There's another person in here. Hello.
Hello, Jack.
Hello, Jay.
I just came in 1 second to tell Yen something.
Sure.
What is
Midstream.
Yes.
Yeah, but go on.
The universe is a hologram. The reality is illusion. Bye, gold. Bye!
Oh,
Wow.
wait.
He started during the middle of it. He started during
I
it.
didn't catch it.
I don't know.
You said universe is a hologram and reality is an illusion.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but if there is somewhere I do want to go, I think I really want to see the beach or an aurora one day. I know there's places to go for that, but I'm not sure. Yeah, and there's a couple islands I want to visit.
Ooh,
But I've never really gone. There's a cat island. You already know what I'm gonna fucking do.
I'd recommend you to come and I got a big island. I'd recommend you to come visit. It's called Australia.
It's
just a bit off the Broken Mile.
Because
actually, you guys can actually get here a lot quicker. You guys,
I'm from Texas, and it's hot as fuck over here, and I always.
Oh, you'll fucking fit in just fine over here.
Great.
Yeah.
Please come and warn me.
You and your trick ass emus, I see.
Australia, according to a lot of people, especially a lot of like metalheads, people that have played shows over there that are from Texas specifically, have said it's basically one big Texas.
It's a Texas island.
You know the joke where it's like, oh, Australia is Britain's Texas.
That's what I've been told.
It's pretty true. Except for we're unlike Texas, we're a bit different because our people will tell you exactly how they feel straight away.
Oh.
Yep.
We don't hide our feelings, and that's what makes us the best people in the world.
No Australian minces any words.
No, dude,
beautiful and horrifying at the same time.
It's great because like you see me, like I straight up told you, you sound like Yin, but we're not an Asian. That's my like straight to the point nature of my country coming straight out of me. Also doesn't help that I have like straight up fucking autism, so I don't know when not to say things. But no, not all Australians have autism. That's not why we do this.
You're not helping your case.
But on that note, I would like to end it on good terms with everyone. I did love my Asian vacation. I will highly recommend anyone that would love to go to an Asian country because it's worth the time and effort and money just to go, not only for the food, drinks, and culture as well as the people, but mostly for yourself actually, because you actually change a little bit when you go to an Asian country. My whole perspective has like shifted to a little bit more on the eastern side rather than the western side. So I felt like maybe people can actually enjoy it as much as I did, and gained 10 pounds afterwards because I weighed myself.
Hey, can we just push this for like a few more minutes?
20
I gained 10 pounds, and probably gonna lose it within the next month because you know, not snacking 24/7.
We just need to push this for a few more seconds, guys. Another minute. Gonna push another minute.
Actually, a little more than a few minutes, because my god, you said M14s, and that reminded me of this one time I drank my first beer, which involved me getting an M16 pointed in my face.
Oh my god! We have not started this stream. We need to hear this.
Oh no! I had my news, but okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no!
Go hog it wild.
Do you want to go, Snow, or should I go?
Go right
I was gonna
ahead.
say it's kind of short and sweet, so I'll go ahead and go.
Okay. So, long story short, this was like something out of like not even a B movie, like a C movie. It had everything. Surprise camp trip out in the very beginning of autumn. So out in California, in the freaking mountains, there was no moon, cold as hell, and we had nothing for a fire pit.
Oh, no.
And what was it like 2 days later, or no, like a day later, right before we go ahead and start the fire and everything, we hear some gunshots. And then during that same day, I assume, because I don't believe I had a phone at the time, but yeah. So our neighbors were going and shooting at owl nests, which shame on them, especially with being over for that. And decided to go ahead and talk and everything. I'm pretty sure my ex's friend decided to go ahead and screw one of them. And while they were going out for some reception and everything like that, we go along with who we called Mr. Viet Cong, because he had a white wife beater, visor, sunglasses, a straw hat, and an M16 strapped on at all times.
Oh god!
Good God.
So
My role model.
I had never had any sort of alcohol, and he was like, "All right, we're gonna go over here to get some chicken, and yeah, oh yeah, go ahead and reach into that cooler. Just go ahead and grab a fucking beer." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." So I go ahead and reach in. I grab myself a Budweiser and I put it in my pocket. And he, like, as I'm putting it in my pocket, he points the barrel right down my freaking nose, like, "Oh boy, you're gonna go ahead and pop that sucker open right now." And I'm just like,
Jesus
"Okay."
H. Christ, man.
So yeah, first beer I ever drank saved my life.
Jesus Christ! I was like, you will have my food, you will have my cooking, you will accept my fucking love.
I get like the whole drinking premise, but when you got a gun to your face, I don't know if that's legal.
Dude, that's a fucking bigger incentive to drink than fucking titties.
Oh my goodness.
This was back when I was still like
Underage?
barely 18 years old, basically.
Yeah, I figured.
I was like, okay, sure. Fine. As long as you keep that thing away from me, because he almost shot one of our acquaintances' fingers off. It's like, oh, hey,
what the hell is wrong with
that
him?
sign over there has a couple of bullet holes in it. Like, oh, yeah? He lifts his gun up and just...
Where was this? Where did it happen? Where did this happen? I want to know. Like, what state?
So you can go over there and
it
just,
was in
California
at a
Okay, I
place
figure.
called Pedal Creek.
Okay, I'm not going there anymore, thank you.
Yeah, please don't.
Jesus
Awesome.
Christ. So, what did we learn here today? We learned...
I'm not going to California.
The moral lessons of
Don't be a stupid son of a bitch.
More
Let's go
lessons
home.
from Skoot, sketches, amazing commentary, Snow's
Yay.
witty commentary, actually. Very witty. I enjoyed it. As well as Heroes.
Father's getting dragged into fucking brothels.
Yeah, here's an interesting stories. LJ's little inclusion with the cat. The cats is always the most important thing out of the stream with LJ. The cat.
Yes.
Always the most important part.
If I appear in any of your vids, there's usually a cat, because my cat usually is like circling me like a shark, and if she is not, she is about to. She knows when to appear. She will do whatever the fuck she wants.
And we all
Especially when
learned
it's
the
late,
incredible
'cause she
tale
keeps me going to
of Yang's
bed.
journey to the east. Amazing.
I just realized something.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That was a really
We also
awesome.
discovered Yeng and Scootin' are foodie.
We got to 2 hours!
I keep
Got
hearing
2
Yang,
hours.
and I'm thinking of Yang as in Yang Xiaolong. And I'm thinking of the fucking cowgirl memes that are going around with her right now that my friends started up, and now I'm gonna start crying, I think.
Oh.
So,
Wait, no, not in a bad way.
Cry tears, weak one.
but I think we should all
Rips you apart like a
call it a
Twizzler.
stream, actually, because 2 hours, I think that's my record. Alright, guys. So long, everyone. Go on to your fair goodbyes. Go on.
Bye, fools.
Later, peasants.
Suck my dick!
We're really good, actually. Don't worry. We're not gonna actually say this to you.
Yeah.
And if someone here in this room does, then they will get to taste my fucking knuckles. They will die.
Who is this?
Mm.
What?
Oh my goodness. Well, if anything, thank you so much for listening to Yang and tolerating most of us.
All I have to say
Is
is
that
fucking
every stories with Yang?
Also, thank you for having us on here, Yang.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Big thank you. It is
I'm
definitely.
not gonna say thank you. This is the second time I forced my way onto the stream.
No, I just DM him and I say, let me in, let
This
me
is the
in.
second time. Just
It's
adding Yin in the
fine.
fucking channel saying fucking drag me.
No, I just DM Yin and I'm like, let me in, and then he just adds me because he's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm that little gremlin pulling on the fucking corner of his jacket. Like, I'm 2 years old and I'm going to pull you down to the ground with me. I don't give a fuck.
Jeez, okay, got it. So, thank you everyone, and please, if you guys want to join again or see anyone again, go right ahead and comment.
Goes
I would
hog
love to-
wild.
Yeah. So, this will be our fair goodbye.
Bye,
My
sexy.
bitch!
Bye.
Ah.
Bitch, damn.
Chill, seedlings.
I beg your pardon.
Seedlings.
Peace.